Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Muhammad Sabi Iqbal, and today we will talk about data frames. Now, previously we have talked about vectors that could be of different types. They could be numeric vectors, or character vectors, logical vectors, etc. Now, a data frames is a type of object in R that combines all these vectors. Now, they usually you have seen the data in the form of a table, just like this. So this is in the language of R called data frames. Now, how we can work on it, let's talk about it in a minute. Now, let's go to R to see how we can store the data in data frames. As you remember, we can create a vector by using the C function. Now, using the C function, you can combine various elements. For example, it could be a numeric or it could be a character element. So let's create a character vector for now. Suppose we have various students such as Arsalan, but remember that we need to enclose it in quotations. And it could be George or Saima, Kelly. Now, this is a character vector, and you can obviously assign it to an object, and let's just name it names or student names. Now, once I run it, you'll see that I have a vector in global environment that is character vector, and length is 4. You can also use some functions, built-in base functions in R to check its type. For example, you can use class function, parenthesis, and you just need to copy this and put in parentheses to see the class of this object. If you hit run, you will see that it's a character type vector. And if you want to look at the length of this vector, again, you can check and see that it's of length 4. So we have created a character vector of length 4, which has names of different students. Now let's create another vector, numeric vector, where we will store the marks of these students. Now suppose there was a quiz, and out of 10 they got certain marks. So Arslan gets 9, gets a 7, George, and Saima gets 7 again. Kelly gets 5. Now again, if you hit run, it will create a numeric vector of length 4. It can be seen in a global environment. Similarly, you can create a logical vector. So let me just say pass. A pass vector will give whether a student is pass or fail. Okay. So now these are arbitrarily given. So true means yes, they are pass, and false means F means they are fail. Okay. So again, you can look at the class of this vector. It's a logical vector. Logical vector. This is a numeric vector. And the first one we create a character vector. Now these you use C to combine various elements of a same data type. So in a vector, either you can store a character values, or you can store numeric values or logical values. But these different vectors or vectors storing different data types can be combined together. The only condition is that they should be of equal length vectors in order to combine them into a data frame. So a data frame is the list of equal length vectors. They are the data displayed in a format as a table. Data frames can have a different types of data or vectors inside it. So we can write our vectors inside it, while the first column can be character, the second or third can be numeric or logical. However, each column should have the same type of data because obviously they are vectors, and vector only stores a particular data type. So these are the points that you need to know about data frames. And let's now combine these vectors into data frame. So in order to do that, you can use data.frame function, and you need to give all these vectors as arguments inside parentheses. So we have not run this seventh line and created a pass object. So now you can see that in the global environment, we have three vectors that we want to join. So the first one is, obviously, we would like to have the students' names. Uh, so let's just put student names, and and let's name something else so that we can easily access them. So let's just say these are names. Okay. And you can also give it a column name. So, but in order to give a specific vector a different name, you can just set it equal to some column name that you want to assign. So the student names will be stored in a column which has a names as column name. Okay. Then let's you know put marks. So if we want to keep marks and also the store with the same name, that's fine. Uh, and finally, we want to see whether it is the student is pass or fail. Now, these vectors are given as arguments inside the data frame function. The first column is names, which is storing the student names vector. Marks, I don't want to change its name, so that is why it is not set equal to something. So if you want, we can actually give it a different name using this equal sign, but we don't want to do that. And then finally, we use the status of pass and fail in pass column. Now this function will convert these vectors and combine these vectors into a data frame. But in order to store that, we need to use the assignment operator. And let's just say, because this is a data frame, let's just use df to show that it's a data frame and hit run. Once you run that, you can see that a data frame is formed of 4 observations having 3 variables, because we have obviously stored 3 variables in them. But remember that they should be of equal length vectors. Now, in order to see, you just need to type it, and you can see that you have created a data frame. Since we have changed the column name of the first column, and it's no more student names, it's actually names. So it has changed its names, and remaining are what we have given it in default. So by default, it gets the vector names or vector objects names as column names. And similarly, the third column is pass, as you can see. Now this is a data frame, a usual data table, how it looks in R. Now you can use the view function to see in a separate window. So this is how you usually see data in Excel as well. Okay. Here you have certain functions to perform. You can sort them using these buttons. And then you have also uh, certain functions that help you uh, the type of a data frame. So if you will use the class function, it will give you, yes, it is a data frame. Okay.